Why do we think Lincoln today? Why do we see Lincoln as being this big deal?
Changed our country.
Well, yeah, he did. Why? I mean, think about this. Why does Lincoln? It's the same thing, by the way, with JFK. These guys go down as these amazing presidents, and we think people just lord it all over. Yeah, they were assassinated, but so was McKinley, and no one's ever like, good God, we need McKinley back, right? So was Garfield. No one's like, our country, had it not been for the assassination of James Garfield, would be on a better path for our future. No one says that. But they do with Lincoln and Kennedy. Why is that?
It's because they, were presidents during their time, gross. And, they got stuff done.
Weren't they assassinated with their feet?
They were assassinated when they were looking pretty good, right? Does that make sense? The war had just ended for the North. The North had just won the war. Lincoln was triumphant, and right before his death, he just got the 13th Amendment through Congress. He looked like a baller at the moment he was killed. Kennedy had just the year before faced down the Soviets in the Cuban Missile Crisis in the biggest game of chicken in the history of the world. And the Soviets flinched first, and Kennedy looked like just a man. He went over to Germany and gave a speech in front of the Berlin Wall. He looked like a man, and he's great. In fact, his approval rating was at 70%, which is just stupid high. And when he's assassinated, that's how we remember him, right? When Lincoln was assassinated, we remember him as victor of Civil War, passer of 13th Amendment. Does that make sense? Yes.
Have you seen Killing Kennedy?
Yeah.
You need to.
Okay.
It's just.
Let's talk about abolitionists. How do you think abolitionists saw Lincoln?
Awesome.
I don't know that they like him that much because he wasn't really concerned about getting rid of slavery or getting rid of the problems. He was just worried about keeping the Union together.
Not until after the Emancipation, probably.
It's kind of hard to figure out, right? Can't you see from both sides? That's why he's a weird figure. He's a moderate. Because did he like slavery? No. But what did he want more than slavery? To keep the unions together. To keep the union together, right? He needed to have the border states. So abolitionists thought he was not harsh enough on slavery. What do you think Democrats thought about him? I mean, didn't you see the picture of him? They thought he was black, right? He was Black Lincoln. That's one of the problems about being a moderate is, if you're a radical, right? If you're if you're a radical, your side loves you and the other side hates you, right? So if you're a Ted Cruz, conservatives think you're a god and liberals hate you. If you are ultra left-wing, then liberals hate you and conservatives. So liberals love you and conservatives hate you. But if you're a moderate, what's the problem with being a moderate sometimes?
Both sides.
There are times when everyone hates you. It's harder to be a moderate than it is to be a radical because you have to make compromises. This is what Lincoln did. He made compromises. And abolitionists thought he moved too slowly. And people who were states' rights people thought he moved way too quickly. But at the same time, did Lincoln get things done? Yeah, Pacific Railway Act, Homestead Act, Moral Land Grant Act, 13th Amendment, won the Civil War. Right? He got things done, but they were always messy. There's two things you don't want to see. How laws are made and how your sausage is made. You ever seen sausage be made?
Yeah.
No.
It's awesome. I'm thinking about taking a class at Purnell's to watch the hogs be slaughtered and turned into sausage.
Why?
After the AP test,
I'm thinking about taking my government economics class to look at government regulation because our economy is a mixed economy. So we can see how the government regulates an industry. Plus, it's awesome.
To show them that.
Right? And in here, we're going to be reading The Jungle, which is about the meatpacking industry. So it actually works out really, really well.
So you're gonna
Raise your hand if you'd want to go see the hogs be slaughtered.
Yes. That would be awesome.
No interest.
Last time I went, you don't want to see it? Last time I went, I thought I was going to get sick. And I had one kid vomit on someone else, which was but for the most part, it just made me hungry. And I don't like sausage, but it was.
I don't really either.
But no, you see the whole thing. You see the hogs in a pen, and you see them get hit in the head with this shock, and then they're knocked out for 30 seconds. You're not gonna like this
I will
part.
not be ignored.
And there was this giant long knife, it's really sharp, and they would rip out the heart, and blood goes everywhere. And like when you walk into place, you can feel the heat because of the blood is so hot when they open up. And then they just have these knives, and they just start chopping up these. I mean, these are like 400-pound hogs.
You know,
I had 4 pet pigs there. That was not.
You don't have to slaughter them.
it depends right now.
All I've heard
That's how food is made, right? We're gonna read the jungle. It goes directly with it. I didn't mean to make you cry.
It's like I like animals, but then again, I really like bacon.
I don't know about it.
No,
I'm vegetarian.
There's also does any girls use makeup in here? You ever used makeup before? They actually have a lot of makeup is made from animals.
That's what it's mineral.
Do what?
Exactly.
Oh, you mean mineral makeup?
Mineral makeup.
Well, those got big. They get the hog heads, which they crush up and they make into makeup. So anyway, so maybe we'll go. Apparently, this row right here won't go, but
Count us out.
maybe we'll go.
I'll go count us
If
out.
I get free
I would
samples,
say no.
You do get free samples.
Yes.
One of those things, if you like science though, there's a really cool thing. So all the stuff that comes off the hogs the floors are immaculate. You can eat off the floors. And that's the reason we go there, to show the government regulation, because our food has to be clean. And all this stuff, the blood and guts and mucus, all this stuff, goes in this big vat. And they've created this bacteria that they put in this big vat of stuff, and the bacteria eats up all the extra stuff, and the only thing that comes out is water, and you can drink it.
That's awesome. Can we actually drink it? Will they give it to us to drink?
They give it to you to drink to try.
Okay.
All right, let's keep going.
trust it.
Like
Let's talk about what.
founders that
Okay, we're
video
good.
is that.
It'll be fun to watch.
If you think about it, it's actually really humane that they knock them out before they decide to.
Well, if you think about it, none of it's humane. But
Relatively
it's not humane. I will say this, because of PETA, if they don't kill the hogs within 30 seconds, the hogs can't be killed.
He is a mixed bag, though.
Okay, let's talk about Peace Democrats. These people also don't support Lincoln. They're going to end up supporting McClellan. Why is it ironic that the Peace Democrats are supporting McClellan?
Because Lincoln
He was a
was
general.
He's a general. It wasn't like he was some sort of hippie dove. This guy was a general who probably, had he been better at his job, the war would have been over already. Lincoln actually officially was not a Republican in 1864. Officially, he was in what's called the Union Party, but essentially he was a Republican. This is a combination of what are Republicans and what are called war Democrats. These are Democrats in the North who support the war.
No. Where's the watch?
Every time someone's hands are below, because I've caught so many people texting, and I wouldn't think you'd ever do anything
No.
as well. Not Haley or Hallie. This chick now, I can't stop calling her Hallie. It's ridiculous. Both of you.
As long as you don't call me Haley.
Do what?
As long as you don't call me Haley.
What was the slogan? Everybody gotta have a good slogan now. This is, you don't swap horses in the middle of a river.
Was that McClellan?
You're in the middle of this war. Is it a smart idea to switch leaders? Probably not. And once Sherman's marched to sea, it looks like the war is on its way to being over, and Lincoln is rewarded with another win. The Peace Democrats, the Copperheads, made the war look like, they tried to paint it as if it was a failure, right? The war is a failure to stop. Lincoln said, as I said yesterday, we have invested this many lives. The war has to be ended. We have to finish the war. We end it by winning. We don't end it by ending it, we end it by winning. There's too much at stake. Victory is our only path. And after Sherman's march to the sea, it looks like that's going to happen, and Lincoln gets the win.
After everybody died, I think like
They would just quit.
Teacher Press Interruption, we've seen for any student that is being released to see the signing today.
It finally happened!
Right. Lawsuit.
Also, all students, excuse me.
All right. All right.
You will have a mandatory meeting today at 12:30 in auditorium. All VC students,
God.
mandatory meeting today at 12:30 in auditorium. Meet with Ms. Wells.
Lincoln's second inaugural address is one of the most famous inaugural addresses. What's an inaugural address?
It's right after
Sworn
you
in.
get
Give it
elected.
once a year.
No, that's the
It's right after you get elected.
It's the speech you get when you get sworn in.
Wells.
His swearing-in speech was in March of 1865, right before the war ended, and he said, "With charity toward, or with malice towards none, and charity towards all." This isn't going to test. What I want you to know is, Lincoln the entire time was looking to, when the war ends, how do we bring our country together? And this speech is reaching out to the South, saying, once this war is over, we're going to be coming back together, right? Malice towards none, charity towards all. With malice towards none and charity for all. After Vicksburg and after the March to the Sea, Grant is now put in charge of all the Union Army, East and West. Meade's still in charge of the East, but Grant is over everything now. And Lincoln is getting nailed in the papers for this, because why? Why would the papers hate Lincoln putting Grant in charge? Because the amount of blood that was being spilled because of him, right?